Gautam, I have been reading Eckhart Tolle's beautiful book, The Power of Now, and I have been practicing being present. I am being vigilant of the mind as much as possible. Every time I catch it going into the past or the future, I do try to be vigilant and try to remain present. But it is extremely difficult to maintain that vigilance all the time. It gets very frustrating because you practice it for a few moments and then the mind is again running into the future or the anxiety builds up about the past. How do I make myself more in the present?
See, the word here is vigilance. And you said, I am vigilant, and when that vigilance slips away, I get frustrated. I mean, to paraphrase what you said. So, the issue here is the I am vigilant. My understanding is that vigilance is there. Vigilance, what I understand by vigilance, is a heightened awareness, you could say, right? Now, the thing is, the heightened awareness is not yours. Heightened awareness is there. When heightened awareness is there, you're in the now, and when it slips away, you're not in the now. But what happens is the ego comes in and says, I am vigilant. How could I slip away from that vigilant position and go back into the past or the future? And it becomes very frustrating for the ego, because the ego took ownership of the vigilance. And my point is that the vigilance was there in the first place because the ego, as typified by the thinking mind, was absent. So when one is in the now, the thinking mind is not functioning. That is why one is in the now, because the thinking mind goes into the past or the future. So to say I am vigilant is actually not correct, because you have claimed ownership of the vigilance, which was the absence of the you, which is claiming ownership of the vigilance. So what happens is, when you no longer do that, you will realize vigilance is there, and sometimes that heightened awareness is not there. But the frustration is reduced because it's no longer me who's doing this entire exercise and attempt to be in the now, not to go into the past, not to go into the future. So that ownership of the me is kind of the problem. And once you relax into this, you will go through the same process. You will notice that sometimes you are present and sometimes you're not present. Or rather, I would put it another way. Sometimes presence is there, sometimes it's not there. Even frustration may arise because you feel, oh damn, here I go again. But you won't claim ownership of the frustration also. It will be like a pure frustration. So your overall anxiety which the ego builds up by claiming, I am frustrated, I am not vigilant, this is what needs to be corrected. We need to leave things to be as they are. So the process which Ramesh used to refer to as the flip-flop, for example, let it play its own course without getting entangled in this whole thing about, how could 8 out of 10 times I be vigilant and twice I failed. There was this girl I met, she was very impacted by the power of now. She said for 12 years she had her anger under control thanks to the power of now. And one day she had a fight with her boyfriend in the car, got out and slammed the door shut. And she said, there went my 12 years of, of being in the now. What's the point of all that if this happened? So I said, look, it happens, It's okay. I mean, we are all not Buddhas sitting here. It happens. The problem is that I lost my composure after 12 years. I was composed for 12 years. So we have to drop that constant, need to claim our position. And vigilance is actually it's a good word you used, because truly I feel vigilance is heightened awareness, which, let's say a surgeon, when he's conducting an operation, he's vigilant. you know. But the vigilance is the absence of the you, which is the thinking mind, which can be vigilant. Then only does vigilance arise. So it's like an elephant pit you're falling into when you say, I am vigilant. So this is what Eckhart means. I mean, I have tremendous respect for that book because firstly, we have published it in India. Secondly, I've known Eckhart for many years. And I can say that this is exactly what he meant. So when you read The Power of Now, what I remember is what Nisargadatta Maharaj says, read the Bhagavad Gita from the point of view of Krishna, cosmic consciousness, universal consciousness, not identified consciousness. So that is also, when you go deeper into The Power of Now and Eckhart's teachings, you'll realize this is what he is meaning. But Eckhart also has to work with the ego rather than against it. So his approach is a very valid one, and it has helped millions of people, and he's done a tremendous job, or rather a tremendous job has been done through him.